Hey, the jungle scenery works pretty well out here because we're going to be talking about a South American country as I continue with you all who are watching to celebrate May or International Workers' Day or International Socialism Day. That's the way they seem to do things. But let's talk about a country that's gone the socialist route. Let's talk about Venezuela. In fact, I know some people who have some origins in Venezuela in this area. It's windy, and I'm not even at the beach, but okay, maybe. You know what I was going to do with this video, first of all? I was hoping, and the middle of the day is really around 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. It's about 50 minutes after that now. I was hoping that there would be the first rainfall here in well over a month. There's a drought going on in northeast Florida, northern Florida, and Georgia too. Pretty bad, but not happening. It passed over. It was probably only just going to spit a little. So here we are with just a plain old report of me talking about something I read, but very essential article you should read because you're certainly not going to hear about it from like the Katie Tours or the Tom Lamases of the world on the big media networks. You're not going to even really hear about it that much on Fox News, the new Fox News under the Murdoch Sons, or de facto under the Murdoch Sons. But article, look, the link is there, you can read it. Socialist-run Venezuela descends into chaos. Massive anti-government protests reach a tipping point. People are getting killed. I can't read every article that I bring your attention to. So what I will, however, do is go through the comments that I think were pretty good. It has a long history there. I'm just not going to spend 25 minutes. You can read it if you're interested in, but I thought some comments here were very worthwhile and appropriate because today is International Workers' Day. And now, of course, that was created, the May Day connection, as I talked about in my Sunrise report, was created around 1884 when workers actually meant workers, blue-collar workers, as opposed to people paying $60,000 to get a so-called education, which it often means now. That's a lot of the people who are protesting, etc., protesting Trump, whatever, going under the workers label. Okay, some comments from this piece, which you should read first. I'm not offended if you hit pause and then listen to what I say, or if you hit stop and don't listen to what I say at all, just as long as you read the article. Someone writes, "Aw, the poor Venezuelans who voted to steal from the workers made everyone poor like them, and now they have no one to steal from. Should anyone feel sorry for them? They got the leader they deserve." They're talking about Hugo Chavez, who died a few years ago, and now Nicolas Maduro, the former bus driver, who's now the head of Venezuela. They said, oh, we're going to steal from the rich and give to the poor, etc., and enrich themselves, of course. That's the way it usually is. Someone responded to that comment with, and now they're in Antifa heaven, living the dream. And then someone responded to that with, Chavez believed that the oil miracle fountain of money was infinite. And the article does talk about how oil prices dropped, so suddenly Venezuela didn't have too much money. But let's keep in mind what my friend Keith Levenberg says. We're talking about a country that not only has huge reserves of oil, but where you can grow just about anything in the world. There are a bunch of climates in that medium-sized country. Chavez believed that the oil miracle fountain of money was infinite. No concept of economics whatsoever, which is fairly common everywhere. If it is infinite, who cares what you do, right? In Norway, they carefully invested oil profits into very long-term investments such as infrastructure, i.e. they matched the non-renewable revenue to very long-term assets. Smart. Of course, letting in all these Muslims who were hostile to the country probably wasn't that smart, but that's me editorializing. And then this commenter continues, sorry about the wind. I am going to pick up a windscreen. I think I have one. And consistent with this message of thrift, I'm just not going to pay the money to buy a new one when I know I have one somewhere. And I didn't go to the beach because of the wind issue, but I didn't think in the back of a shopping center where I am right now, I'm not in the middle of a jungle, that wind would be an issue. And if it's not a problem, just disregard what I just said. But that commenter continues, it reminds me of Joseph in the Bible. This lesson about saving for a rainy day is older than the Torah. See, I saved a little money on the second windscreen that I did not buy. Another great comment. Oh yeah, you're going to like this one. Unless you're a big fan of Hollywood and that mentality. Sean Penn, Kevin Spacey, Danny Glover, Oliver Stone, Jimmy Carter, where are you? Those are all people who basically kissed up to Chavez when he was in there. I guess Maduro isn't as chic as Chavez was. Your Revolucion Bolivariano needs you. That's a reference to Hugo Chavez thought he was the modern day reincarnation of Simon Bolivar or something. Michael Moore, where are you? Michael Moore, who never misses an opportunity to stick his fat fingers in any dictatorial pie. Well, I don't think he's even gone to North Korea yet. I think even he has some standards. Only Dennis Rodman goes there. Moore always talked up the way Hugo Chavez shared his country's oil profits with the people. Yeah, I guess the people got about 2%, and he and his cronies got about 98% of them. After meeting Chavez, Moore Fat tweeted, look, if you're going to go that route, call him More Fries or something like that. More Fat just doesn't work. More Fat tweeted, he used the $2 oil to eliminate 75% of extreme poverty, provide free health education for all. Another comment, terrible experiences pose the riddle whether the person who has them is not terrible. That's from Nietzsche. And then this person has a comment which is not too politically correct. I have to put that disclaimer out there. Why does Venezuela careen endlessly between leftist dictators and right-wing strongmen? Why is Mexico forever so poverty-stricken that it must send its millions of poor to the United States? Why are the Arab countries seething cesspools of violence? Could there be something fundamentally wrong with the people and their cultures? Someone else added, please, stop the BS line that the falling oil prices caused this mess. Chavez caused this, not that the falling oil prices hurt, but they're you can anticipate those. Oh, in the article it talks a little bit about Joe Kennedy. You know, don't trust the Kennedy family, needless to say. Kennedy was on the payroll. He was a congressman for a little while. Then he was on the payroll of Citgo, which is Venezuela's oil company when it operates in the United States. And they had something like 800, just call Joe. And he would help poor Americans with heating oil. It was PR. Venezuela was feeling rich then. Needless to say, the program stopped. Hey, Ron, now's not the time to talk about the Phillies, but I do know Ron Corey's writing me here. But why don't you do me a favor while I'm on here? I noticed they have a lot of Latin players and a particularly high number of Venezuelan players. Just look up for me, Ron Corey, and tell me what Phillies players, see that's a Phillies P, are from Venezuela. Just, hey, keep it interesting. Okay, so about Joe Kennedy. Predictably, Joe Kennedy II's company, Citizens Energy, sounds less radical than People's Energy, has branched out into green, translation redistributionist initiatives. And you can look them up at citizensenergy.com. I like John Bailiff's comment. Like Rush says, socialism falls every time it's tried, paraphrased. And then the person responds to the comment about Joe Kennedy with another Kennedy using other people's money instead of his own. Someone else. When you run out, and again, if you just came in, we're celebrating International Socialism Day, International Progressivism Day, Midday, International Workers Day. When you run out of other people's money, all hell happens every time. Why is this lesson so hard to learn? I don't get this reference. Who is Francisco Domingo Carlos? I'm screaming because the wind is blowing hard now. Francisco Domingo Carlos Andre Sebastian de Anconia. Brother, you asked for it. I don't get that reference. Checkmate King 2. Well, whatever happened to the Pope's Vatican initiatives in Venezuela? Oh, right. The Pope's a liberation theologist, too. Perfect. Let the Vatican feed Venezuela. Okay, one more. How could anyone possibly see this coming? A Democrat diplomat, that is a total leftist, a socialist dictator lying to get into power, socialism failing miserably, a nation destroyed by leftists who lust for power. It's not like it has happened every other time socialism has been imposed. So there you go. Celebration of International Workers' Day as applies to Venezuela. And, well, we missed the whole April showers leading to May flowers, but there are flowers here in Florida. But at least maybe we'll get some May showers. If so, if we get a nice storm, I may just do a special Facebook Live just for that, because that's a big deal in Northeast Florida right now. Enjoy your International Workers' Day. Thanks for watching.